Oh, it's great. I think however many weeks we had off a little bit, right? I come back in the office and I go down and knock on Jeff's door, and this is training camp 33 for him, player and coach and head coach, and he gives me kind of a little man hug and says, "Isn't it great to be able to go on summer vacation, but want to come back to your job more than you want to stay on vacation?" So that's kind of the excitement we're at here.
Is this the best you've felt about a roster since you've been here?
Yes, I can easily say yes. I think we've got a good core, still young, but I think those young guys are getting older. I think we all know what that means. Got some good young guys to go with them, so I think we're primed and ready to and anticipate making a run.
What are the primary questions you need to answer in this camp?
Boy, you know what? The questions really, I think it can be a team thing, but really it's case by case. Because we talked about the individual players, it's really each player's got a file, and what Jeff and his staff wants to do to get them ready to play week 1, and that's September 13th, Seattle. And each one's got a little bit different to-do list, but that's the goal of training camp.
One of the things that you always want to have is continuity up front on the offensive line. Do you think with the younger group, it'll be more likely that you'll have fewer injuries and more continuity?
That's I guess youth could. It's still a tough sport, so I'm not going to say youth is the only answer to not get injured. But youth does help. Obviously, when linemen play a lot of years, those are the guys that have the wear and tear. So yes, you got fresher legs, but the continuity part will be the challenge. The individual battles are going to get tougher than they were in college, and also the schematic battles. So that I'll always like to say the OL, the sum of the parts, have got to be better than the individual parts. That just means playing together. So I think it's a basketball team. I call OLs like a Gonzaga basketball team. They're a bunch of seniors and they're playing together. But guess what? They make a run in the tournament.
What about Nick? If he has a real good training camp, has a really good preseason, looks like a franchise quarterback on and off the field, would this contract be done before the season began?
The goal, I mean, what you just said, if he looks like a franchise QB during the season, I mean, we're all excited, and we're hugging and high-fiving and celebrating in the locker room for success as a team, and usually with success as a team, you're going to definitely be rewarded.
But nothing before the season in terms of extending his contract.
We're chatting with those guys, and it's been a priority, but it's not an urgent matter. It's something that I think his group and our group are really getting close to focusing on football, and we'll continue chatting and we'll go from there.
Les, how do you plan on handling Todd Gurley? And if he was really good throughout preseason and training camp, that he was healthy, could you see him being out there week 1, or do you plan on maybe pushing him back?
Well, I think if what you said comes true, the answer would be yes. But we've always said, and I'll leave it to the medical experts. They've got a calendar and a phase and where he's at. He came back to this next phase, which was the conditioning test, and a little bit before that, really testing how strong the stability of the knee is, and he's ahead of the game. Still got a little bit, farther to climb up the hill. And our whole goal is to not rush this thing and let him be ready when he's ready. But, like I've said before, Trey Mason was one of the more explosive players in the league last year. Didn't play but 397 plays, but if you do the analytics, and he was one of the more explosive players in the league. So excited about having him, and then when Todd can join him, and we're only going to get better.
Everybody else good to go? You didn't get any surprises here right at the end?
No surprises. So I guess I don't know if it's a good thing or probably a standard thing that you're most healthiest today.
Does the LA cloud have anything to do with the way you handle your job at all? I mean, is it completely off the radar for you as a general manager?
Oh, definitely. And I think more importantly, as the coaching staff and those guys get ready for 2015 season, I think every coach is probably going to give a training camp calendar out on a PowerPoint and hand it out, and everything's going to be to do with this next month and that opening day and those September, October, November, December. If 2016 is ever mentioned in any of those calendars, it'll be for the what you're going to do in the playoffs. So you're getting to the point where 15 is the only focus.
With that cloud, do you think it's more important in this camp to engage the fans? You guys always do with the autographs and all the fans being out here, but just knowing with the season tickets and that cloud hanging over that you really have to kind of engage the fan base a lot more?
Whether there's a cloud or not, the fans are awesome. So I mean, those are the ones that you go out and play well, and you know, you open up the first quarter and you're in rhythm, you're playing good defense, and those guys are going nuts. I mean, they pay for the tickets and they're passionate about showing up. So clouds, rain, shine, whatever it is, you want to, hey, our guys need to be aware that, you know what, when they come out into this hot weather, you know what, you need to go give those guys a fist, because you know what, it's one of the best jobs you're ever going to have, and a lot of it's because of the fans.
What sort of expectations do you have for the defense, the second year under Greg, with all the investment that you guys have made? And like you said, a lot of young veterans.
But they're definitely high. I think we saw it start coming together at the end. So I think the goal for this year will be let's kind of continue that success earlier than in the middle this time, and I think that'll help us as a team, because you got a little tough schedule early on, and you got a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, and things like new offensive line. So they're going to need time to gel. They may gel by Oakland. That's you can't ever predict that, but it would definitely help if our defense kind of continues where they left off. You know, there's obviously we are always in contact with agents, and they've made aware of who their players are and who wants to still play and what kind of shape they're in. But I probably hadn't had any contact with individual OL, but we're aware of some veterans that are out there. But I think with the investment we made, I mean, it's good for the organization if, guess what, let's go develop these guys.